Welcome back to another Ashes of Creation video. Today we will be going through some tips and tricks to help you out in the world of Vera. So let's begin. Tip number 1. Enable auto attacks. By default, you have to press Q every time you want to make an auto attack. You can make this automatic by pressing Escape, select Game Options, then type Auto in the search bar, and finally click Auto Attack Enabled to turn it on. Pressing Q will now enable or disable auto attack. Tip number 2. Do the Sweat of Your Brow quest. One of the first things you should do is to complete this quest, as it will reward you with your first mount and also give you tools for all the gathering professions, so you can start leveling those too. The quest is picked up and every step of the quest is done in Lionhold, which is the area you can see now. Tip number 3. Buy food. While leveling, you will be sitting down often to eat to regain health and mana, especially if you're playing by yourself. Therefore, having enough food is essential, and you can buy that here. You can either buy food that only restores health and mana, or you can buy food that also gives you a buff. The buff increases either your physical or magical damage. The food that gives a buff is more expensive. I would recommend buying both regular food and food that gives you a buff. That way you will eat the buff food to get the buff, and if you already have the buff active, you will eat the regular, cheaper food. There is also a cooking station here if you want to cook your own food. Tip number 4. Buy weapons and armor. The world of Vera can be very dangerous, so buying some gear and weapons will make it easier to stay alive. You can buy this at any node village near the marketplace. You can buy some good armor and weapons already at level 1, and you can buy even more when you reach level 10. I would recommend chopping down some trees and selling the logs to a vendor to be able to afford these weapons and armor. You can also repair your armor and weapons at any vendor by clicking on the anvil in the bottom left corner. Tip number 5. The storages. Every node village also has a storage where you can store your items. But be aware that the storages are unique, so storing something in Winstead can only be accessed by going back to Winstead. The same goes for storages in other nodes. Mirrorless storage can only be accessed in Mirrorless, etc. It's good to have your storages organized so you know what you have stored in each storage. I will cover more tips and tricks in part 2, so if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more Ashes of Creation content. And I will see you next time.